Hi, on the Woodpecker today. I'm pouring concrete.
The exterior of the shop is completed, but a sheet of plywood in front of the doors looks pretty crappy. So I asked René to dig a hole so I can pour a nice concrete slab in front of my doors. Okay, after a while, I took pity on her and picked up a shovel to help her. After a couple of hours, we have a nice hole where the concrete slab will rest. But we also need to dig in front of the other door. René digs this hole by herself. Because while she works on it, I start to build the form for the front slab. I begin by ripping some 2x8s to 7 inches wide. Then I just need to nail them together. When it's done, I lay the form in place and check for squareness. Since it's not square, I have to dig a little again. When the hole is big enough, I can pound the pickets near the shop wall. I pound all of them deeper than the top of the form. Next, I nail the form to those pickets. Next, I can pound the two in the front. I check that it's leveled and nail the form to them. Okay, if I continue to drop my level like that, I don't think it will last another 20 years. Now I can pound all the rest of the pickets. When they're all in place, I nail the form to them. I'm pretty sure that you're asking yourself, what is that piece of plywood in the center of the hole doing there? Well, it's simple. It's a hole to access a drain pipe. Last year when I installed the drain, I left a pipe into the ground just for that reason. Now I only need to measure the length of the pipe that will connect everything together and cut it. This is the way it will all connect together. Now we have to fill up around the pipe. And I compact it as best as I can. Now we have to do the same thing for the back door. That's the work finished. But the holes René dug up are too deep, so we filled them up with a couple of inches of gravel. The gravel is just in the center of the form. We didn't put any near the sides. We need to do the same thing in front. Next, we install some wire mesh. This will reinforce the concrete. I had unused ones from last year. The next morning, the concrete truck is at the rendezvous and we pour the slabs. We begin with the back one. When the slab is full, we move to the front one. Then it's just a question of leveling it. In the end, I have to remove some concrete and level it with a trowel. Then we re-level it, but the concrete is too clear to work it smooth. So we start to work on the front slab. With the technique of using a piece of wood to level a small concrete slab, you can level a small structure, like a garden shed, for example. When we're done with this piece of wood, I smooth the surface with a trowel. But while I'm working on the front slab, Missy here wasn't just enjoying the sun. She walked on my back slab. And I thought that this only happened in cartoons. To avoid any more adventure, we just tied down the little princess. But I still have to finish smoothing the front slab. When it's done, I have to do the same thing to the back one. But I have a little bit more work because of the holes Purpose made. But I managed to finish it anyway. And when I look at the result, I'm pretty happy. The next morning, the concrete is hard enough to walk on, and we remove the forms. Next, I refill around the slab. When the front one is done, I move to the back one. Then, to slow the curing of the concrete, I wet both surfaces. The next morning, I cut and removed the plastic sheet I left between my floor slab and the ones I just poured 2 days ago. This is my new look in front of my shop's doors. It's cleaner and more practical than the old sheet of plywood. So, see you soon for another episode of the Woodpecker.